Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Oh, this is what I wanted to see. This is amazing. Temperatures are warming up in California, which means it is time to go road cruising. Check this out. This is a western threadsnake. So it was about 95 degrees today, and that is too hot for most snakes. They like it to be a little bit cooler, just like people as well. And so we're coming to this nice asphalt road in the on the edge of the Sonora Desert to look for some interesting species. So this was our first snake. This one is very unique because they are often super fossorial. They don't really have working eyes. They just have these little tiny dots there, and I think it's even under the skin a little bit, and because they spend all of their time underground. So it's cool to get such a rare snake out tonight here on the edge of the desert. Now, we're going to keep driving this road. This is really the best way to see snakes as they cross the road. They're easy to make out on the asphalt, and of course you can see them moving. So let's go and keep looking for all sorts of cool stuff. All right, from here you can really see its face. You can see those little tiny dots. Those are its eyes. I don't think they are functional, but you can see that they still have them there. And it does look like it is possibly below those scales. So cool to see this guy. They usually are super squirmy, so I'm surprised that he had decided just to relax with us. I've never had one so cooperative. So really cool to see. I'm really glad that we got one of these guys because they are definitely difficult to see. They only come above ground a couple times a year. All right, listen to all those frogs calling. These are Pacific coarse frogs. And right here, we've got a number of tadpoles for them. But right up here, we've got one of the adult frogs too. These are super common. They're widespread throughout the West Coast. They used to be separate species, but they lumped them all into one. And so that this is the same species that you get all the way up into British Columbia. And they are just having a good time calling in this little waterway. Now, this hopefully isn't the only frog that we're going to see out here. So we got to keep our ears open and hopefully find the other species that you can find in the area out here. All right, snake number 2 of the night. Oh, you know, I had thought for a moment this was a glossy snake because I saw the blotches on it, but this is a leaf nose snake. You can see from the nose. That is really cool. This is a good sized one too. Let me take it out of the road because there are a lot of cars that come down here, and we'll take a closer look. All right, here is that snake we found, the western leaf nose snake. Now, leaf nose snakes get their name from that little scale that kind of looks like a leaf on the tip of their nose. This is a full-grown one. They don't get much bigger than this. It's a good size one. And they have all of these nice blotches on the back here. Now, if you were to go into Arizona, you'll get a similar species that'll have more saddles on it and much fewer of them as well. They're nocturnal, so this is really the only way to see them is out road cruising. Sometimes people can flip them. I've never flipped one. I've only found them road cruising at night in the desert. So an excellent addition for the night. Definitely some good weather. It's 73 degrees now, so it's starting to get a little cooler. But since it was such a hot day, I still think there is a chance that we're going to find a couple more species tonight before we have to go home. All right, look at this big snake, the biggest one of the night. Every snake we find, it seems to be just a little bit bigger. This is a long-nosed snake, and it has this beautiful coloration of this alternating black and red with a lot of speckling in the side. In some areas, they lose that red coloration, but you'll still see the speckling. That's how you can always tell that you've got a long-nosed snake. Now, they do have these long noses, but honestly, it's a little hard to see, and so it's the coloration is really what I look at. But a beautiful snake and a good-sized one, too. I think they get a little bit bigger than this, but I've certainly seen them a lot smaller. Bye. All right, this is good. We've got our other frog. I don't want you to jump away. But this is our California tree frog. And you can see he's got this nice, very sandy coloration to it, a couple darker blotches on the back. And they sound a little different. You can hear them calling in the background. So very cool to see. I often find these in the exact same habitat as I do the Pacific coarse frogs, but the Pacific coarse frogs have a much, much bigger range than these guys. So these guys are only here in Southern California, but this is a really good looking one that was just crossing the road for us. And so he doesn't need any help getting out of the road. Excellent. Well, we got another snake. This is a California Kingsnake. And now one of the cool things about coming to a road like this that's very popular is that you'll get other people who will find the snakes for you and make it really easy. So now you can see that this snake kind of looks similar to that long nose with that black and white pattern, but it doesn't have that speckling in the side. So I think this one might be a little, just a hair bigger than that long nose we saw. Every snake we find seems to be bigger than the last, which is really cool. So excellent. Snake number 4, species number 4. Let's go. All right, our 5th snake is going off right there. That is a Western Threadsnake, another one, same thing that we saw earlier. And this guy is super sporadic. They honestly don't seem to move that well. But excellent. Snake number 5. Oh, and look at him crawl through there. We're just gonna watch him dig and disappear. Nice. We've got this little toad that was in the road. This is a red spotted toad. Let's catch up to him so you can see the field marks. I just helped him out of the road so he doesn't get crushed. A lot of cars coming through. You can see those circular parotid glands. Those are its poison glands on the back of the head. That's our main field mark here. You can see the little bit of red spotting as well, but this one is a small one, so it's difficult to see those red spots unless you're at the right angle like that. But those circular versus bean shape parotid glands are really the main way that we can identify this if we can't see those spots. So I'm glad he's out of the road. Let's go find something else. Oh, nice. Our first venomous snake of the night. This is a red diamond rattlesnake. You can see there's that rattle there and a nice black and white pattern to it. Let's see if we can get, we don't have to do any work to get him out. He's popping out on this side, right there. A good look at his face. All right, another species. This is a western toad, super easy to identify from that cream dorsal stripe, and you can see the parotid glands have more of an elongated shape here. Oh, does he got a little bit of blood on him? Yeah, I wonder, he might have gotten hit by a car, possibly, but he seems all right. Let's move him well off the road here. Hopefully he'll be just fine. I just see that one spot of blood there, so hopefully he's all right. All right, go. There we go. Bye-bye. Another new snake for the night. This is a desert nightsnake. And this is just about as big as they get. It's another small snake. We've seen a couple very small snakes tonight. Now, pretty easy to identify. It's got a lot of square blotches down the back, and then behind the head is one of its really key field marks, these dark blotches. If we look closely, these dark blotches behind the head are pretty well connected. To help sort of differentiate it from possibly other species that we may find further east. But you can also see that it has vertical pupils. That is because this guy hunts at night. And so those vertical pupils help him focus in on his prey more. So very cool. One more excellent snake for the night. More interesting thing about the snake is it is venomous, but not dangerous to humans. So I'm just letting it off on this side of the road, so that way it is far away from any cars that may accidentally pull off and hit it. Bye, fella. All right, another snake. This one you should know well by now. This is our western Threadsnake. It's the third one that we have seen, and I'm gonna put him just off the road over here. Snake number 8. Oh, he is all wired up now. All right, well, you can't come out to the Sonora Desert without spending some time in the sand dunes. And one of the things that I really like to do is walk out here and look for areas that look different. You may notice the sand over here. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but it's a slightly different color, as though it was dug up from underground. And in fact, you can see there is a little burrow there. And in fact, inside that burrow is one more snake for the trip. There's a Sidewinder. They are perfect for this sandy area. They move in a sideways locomotion, and we'll find some tracks to show you because they're pretty common out here. But that allows them to move very quickly as they sort of swim through the sand. So let's take a closer look, and I'll show you exactly how this guy is posed, waiting to ambush some prey. All right, now as I approached this snake, he actually retreated into his burrow, and so he is going to be a little difficult to view, but we've got him right here. I have my flashlight, and you can see that diagnostic field marker, those modified scales above the eyes, this little horned looking rattlesnake. Now, as I mentioned earlier, rattlesnakes are venomous, and this is our smallest rattlesnake in California, but still not one I want to get bit by. He's going to be coiled up in this position, waiting for prey to come by. Probably once I leave, he'll come back out to the entrance, and hopefully he'll find a lizard or something to eat. Now, we're also looking for lizards, so hopefully he doesn't eat the lizard that I'm looking for and hoping to see, but it still would be pretty cool to see him catch some prey. All right, this is a great example of what a Sidewinder trail looks like. All of these horizontal lines that have a bit of space in them going at an angle. So a Sidewinder must have moved through here probably within the last 24 hours because it's windy and the trail would definitely go away pretty quick. So pretty cool to see. What you can often do is follow their trails and find a burrow to find the snake, although it looks like the trail gets cold up here, so we probably can't do that today. Good thing we already found one earlier. So it's important, to look for all sorts of evidence to find the wildlife that you're looking for. We've got a very unique lizard. This is a banded rock lizard, and you can see that little tiny collar that it has around its neck. That is our main field mark here. Now, you can also see down there on that rock there, let's zoom in a little bit, we have a granite spiny lizard. They look pretty cool, but he's not super visible at the moment. Now, this lizard here, where'd he go? He's right there. They love living on big rocks like this, and they really do have such a small range in California. Really just this little tiny sliver reaching from Baja California up to the Palm Springs area, which is where we are now. So he's going to keep climbing on his rock, and we're going to keep hunting and see what else there is out here. Oh, okay, look at this. One more snake crossing the road. I am so glad we found this, because this looks a lot like that California Kingsnake we saw earlier, that black and white pattern to it. But this is actually a long-nosed snake. Look at the side of those saddles there. You can see that little white speckling that's just coming out just a little bit. That is how we can tell this apart. It's crazy that on the same road, we've had the ones that have the red coloration and this guy that does not. So really careful to look at those field marks, because I certainly thought that this was going to be a California Kingsnake when I first spotted it from the car. So nice. One more snake. That is what are we at? We're at 10 now. We're at 10 snakes. That's great. Okay. What is this? Oh, this is another beautiful long-nosed snake. We should know all of the field marks by now. This one is a little smaller than the one we had yesterday. So, nice. Another long nose with the typical red pattern. Now, all of this information can always be difficult to remember, and you can look it up online, but you won't necessarily have service. So, we do have the Schechter Natural History's Guide to Reptiles and Amphibians as a mobile app available for both Android and iOS. And you can see the differences, and we have all the different pictures and stuff. So I definitely recommend it if you need help remembering what all the field marks are while you're out in the field. This guy is cool. Let's let him go and see what else is out. Hey buddy, there are some fast cars on this road, so we got to get you off of it. Move you off the way that you were facing. Oop. There we go. All the way off the road. Bye. Bye, little California tree frog. All right, one more snake tonight. This is obviously a rattlesnake, but it is different from what we had before. This is our western rattlesnake, or our southern Pacific rattlesnake if you want to go for the subspecies. And we can tell it is not red in color. And also it doesn't have that really contrasty black and white banding at the base of the rattle. This one has more sort of off-white and gray. So nice little guy. Oh, he's getting a little active. Look at that. We're just gonna let him do his thing. What is this? What is this? This is a shovel nose! Yes! A shovel nose! All right, let's get him. All right, one more species. And this is so cool. Okay, let me set up and show you what we're talking about. All right, it's a little windy, but hopefully you can hear me. Take a look at this snake. Now you'll notice it looks kind of similar to some of the other snakes we've seen. This black and white pattern. This one is saddles. You'll notice it doesn't have those little specks in the side like we mentioned before. This is a Mojave shovel-nosed snake. Now, I know we're in the Sonora Desert. These guys extend all the way up into the Mojave, and some of these tend to have more red. And so again, they can be confused for those long-nosed snakes as well. But this guy right here, you can see just that pretty black and white pattern. And they get their name from their noses. You can see quite the slope. They have a really sort of big scales on the front that allows them to easily move through sand. So really cool that we got this other snake that is just so amazing. Like, and this, just to be clear, this is full grown. They get maybe, they get a little bit bigger than this. This isn't as big as they get, but these are small snakes. Our long nose you saw were much longer. They're like a medium-sized snake, but this is definitely one of the tiny ones. So it is awesome. Now, it is getting pretty late out. I do think I'm going to have to start driving home soon. So this may be the last thing that I see. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'm Greg Schechter. This is Schechter Natural History. This is a Mojave shovel-nosed snake. And I'll see you in the field. All right, let's let this guy go. Well, I was actually releasing the snake, and he ended up throwing himself under the ground, which was pretty cool. You can obviously still see the snake here, but he's also right there. There you go. Just trying to hide from me. So pretty cool to see how easily you can burrow under that. Here, let me. Now he's out and about. Now he was actually moving that direction, so I'm going to make sure that he does get off the road. so that another car doesn't come and hit him later. There he goes. Cool little zebra snake. Bye.